Hello everybody, I'm A. Meenakshi, Assistant Professor of English, Government Degree College for Women, Karimnagar. Welcome to the lesson. Today's topic is question tags. What is a question tag? It's a short question form added to a statement. The statement means it may be a declarative or assertive sentence, it may be even an imperative statement like an order, a request, or a command. So the question tag is a grammatical structure in which a declarative or an imperative statement is turned into a question by adding question tag at the end. British grammarians calls it as question tag and American counterparts calls it tag question. Generally question tags are used in speech for confirmation and also for information. It is by observing the intonation, whether it is falling tone or rising tone, we can understand whether the person is asking for information or confirmation. If the question tag is in falling tone, it is for confirmation or agreement. And if the question tag is in rising tone, then it is for information. For example, he can run fast. Can't he? He can run fast. Can't he? He can't run fast. Can he? So for your easy way of understanding, I will give you one more example. You are all students, I know that. But still, because if you haven't done your homework or something, so I want you to agree with me. So I say, you are students, aren't you? That means you have to agree with me that you are students. I know that you are students. But if I say a new girl and I don't know whether she is a student or not, so then how will I ask? She is a student. Isn't she? Isn't she? I'm rising voice, you see, rising tone. So I want information. I don't know whether she is a student or not. So to know about the information about her, I'm asking this in rising tone. Okay. So falling tone is for agreement or confirmation and rising tone is for information. Now let us see an example. For question tags, what happens is positive statement takes negative question tag and negative statement takes positive question tag. So we have seen already. He can run fast means what is the tag? Can't he? He can't run fast. Can he? So let us see some features of question tags. The question tag is used at the end of the statement. I think all of you observed. And the question tag always begins with a small letter. As it is not a separate sentence, it starts along with the statement itself. So it starts with small letter. There is a question mark at the end of a question tag. Previously it was a full stop, but here what comes at the end of the statement? It's a question mark. A positive statement always takes a negative tag. Positive statement always takes negative tag. And negative statements always take positive tag. In the question tag, after the auxiliary verb, the subject that is added is always in the form of a personal pronoun. So, as you all know, the questions start with auxiliary verbs. In the same way, question tag also starts with auxiliary verb, whatever verb is there in the sentence. And the subject is added always in the form of a personal pronoun. That may be the name of a person like Sita. But what is the pronoun that we use for Sita? She. So we have to use she after the auxiliary verb. Whatever pronoun, depending upon the subject. We should not use nouns as it is. Okay. Next, the full stop and the end of statement is replaced by a comma to facilitate the question tag. So already we have in the example, you see, he can run fast. Generally it ends with full stop, no? But what happened when to add question tag we made it a comma. He can run fast. We put a comma there and then we started the question tag with small letters can. So it is negative. So we wrote can't. He is. Already the subject is he. So we kept the he there and question mark at the end. Okay. And the contracted form of not, nt of not is used in a question tag. This also you can observe again. He can't run fast. Can he? So can't. The contracted form. We didn't write cannot fully. Not fully, no. N apostrophe T. That is the form for negative we use in question tags. For all negative question tags we use like that. For can't. So these are the features of question tag. What are they? It is at the end of the statement. It begins with a small letter. It ends with a question mark. A positive statement always takes negative and negative statement always takes positive. And it starts with auxiliary verb and it is followed by a personal pronoun. And then the full stop of the statement is replaced by a comma. And the contracted form of N apostrophe T is used instead of not in a negative tag. Okay. Next. Now let us see how we can form question tag in assertive sentences. I think all of you know assertive sentences. What is an assertive sentence? A sentence that starts with a subject and ends with a full stop is called as assertive sentence. In assertive sentences again we go by all the sentences of tenses. How many tenses are there? So what are the tenses? Present tense, past tense and future tense. Again in every tense there are 4 subtenses. In present tense, simple present, present continuous, present perfect and present perfect continuous. Now let us see how question tags can be formed in simple present tense sentences. If we carefully see the simple present tense sentence, there are no helping verbs at all. So either for making a question, in framing questions we have learned. We have to add do in the same way. Do for plural and I and does for others. He, she, it and all singular nouns. Do is for I, we, you, they and all plural nouns. And we have to use the same for question tag also. And at the end we add question as we use in the question itself, interrogative sentence itself. Let us see some examples we can understand well. I teach English is the sentence. Now what we have to do is we have to add a tag to it, question tag to it. I teach English. We replace the full stop with comma and then we start the tag question with I. For I we use do. So do we use. For a positive statement we have to use negative tag. So I teach English is a positive statement. So we write don't, the contracted form of not. Don't. And what is the subject? I. Don't I is the question tag. Okay. For I teach English, what is the question tag? Don't I. So here we have to pronounce it with falling tone because I know I teach English, don't I? And then let us see the negative statement. I do not teach English. This is the negative statement. For that we have to use positive tag. So we have to remove not and we have to write invert the I and do. So we start with do, helping verb do, and later we write I, the subject pronoun. So I do not teach English, do I? This is the positive question tag for the negative sentence. So next, Sita sings songs is the next one. What is the tag we have to use is Sita is the third person singular, so we use does. And again negative as the sentence is in positive. And the pronoun we use is she. Doesn't she? Sita sings songs, doesn't she? The negative tag. And then again, Sita does not sing songs. This is the negative statement. For that, what should we use? Sita does not sing songs, does she? Because for negative statement, we have to use positive tag. So, have you understood now? In simple present tense, for plural nouns, we use do. For I also we use do. I, we, you, they we use do. And for third person singulars, he, she, it, and for all third personal singular nouns, we use does. For positive statements, we use negative tag, and negative statements, we use positive tag. Next, let's move to present continuous. Here already the auxiliary verbs are there, be forms in the sentence itself. They are either am, is, are. Am is used for I, and is used for third person singular, and are is for all plurals. The same, we invert the auxiliary verb and pronoun, and then we remove the full stop of the statement and with the comma, and then we start the question tag with small letter, and then not in the contracted form of n apostrophe t for negative, and then it ends with the question mark. The same rules. Okay, let us see with examples. I am teaching English. What is the question tag? Actually, what should be the question tag according to rule? Amn't I should be the rule, but it is an exception. We have to use aren't I. Aren't I? Aren't I? I'm teaching English, aren't I? It is an exception. We have to learn that much. Next, I'm not teaching English. This is the negative statement. For this, the positive statement, am I? Here we need not use are I or something like that. Am I? Okay, the only exception is only for the negative tag, not for the positive tag. Next, let us see another example. Sita is singing songs. What is the tag here? It is a positive sentence, so we have to use negative tag. Isn't she? What we are doing, you see, carefully observe the sentence. Is, Sita is there, no? Is we are writing first. It is positive, so we are writing not. And afterwards, for Sita, what is the pronoun? She we are writing. Okay, we are inverting the pronoun and first auxiliary verb. Isn't she? Sita is singing songs, isn't she? Negative. Next, let us see the negative statement. Sita is not singing songs. Sita is not singing songs, is she? The positive question tag. Okay. Here in the present continuous, what we are using? The same everywhere. First we have to see the sentence and we have to remove the full stop of the sentence and we have to replace it with the comma, and then we have to start with the first auxiliary verb. Here auxiliary verbs are am, is, or. For I we use am. For all plurals we use are. And for third person singular we use is. So we start the question with either is, am, or. And afterward, if the statement is positive, we write negative n apostrophe t. If the statement is negative, we don't need to write anything, or just we start with auxiliary verb, and then afterwards we put the pronoun. If there is noun, the corresponding pronoun we write. For Sita, she. If it is for Rama, it is he, like that. Okay, understood? And the question tag ends with question mark. Okay, next. Present perfect tense. Present perfect tense. Question tags are formed with the present how forms such as have or has. It is perfect tense, so questions are formed with have or, question tags are formed with have or has. Here also we have to invert the order of the auxiliary verb as well as the pronoun. And then finally we have to add the question mark. So I have taught English. What we have to do first? We have to remove the full stop. We add a comma. And then what is the helping verb here, auxiliary verb here? Have. We write have. And next we have to write, we have to see whether the statement is positive or negative. I have taught English. It is a positive. So we have to add negative, haven't. Next, what is the pronoun? I. Haven't I? I have taught English. Haven't I? Understood? Next, negative statement. I have not taught English. Have I? Have I? Okay? I have not taught English. Have I? This is the positive tag. In the same way, Sita has sung songs. This is a positive statement. What will be the question tag? It starts with the auxiliary verb has. It is a positive, so hasn't. And the pronoun is, for Sita, is she. Hasn't she? Hasn't she? Sita has sung songs, hasn't she? I can say this question tag either with rising tone or falling tone. Now I am saying falling tone because I know that Sita has sung songs. But if I want to know the information whether she has sung songs or not, I have to say it in rising tone. Like, Sita has sung songs, hasn't she? So it raised, hasn't she? If fall, hasn't she? Okay. Sita has not sung songs, has she? If it is falling. Sita has not sung songs, has she? It is rising. So depending upon whether we want information or confirmation, depending upon that, our tone should be changed while speaking. Next, present perfect continuous tense. Here also the same rule. For I, have we used. For a third person singular, has, and plural, have. Already they will be there in the sentence. Just we have to invert them that much. Again, we have to remove the full stop and replace it with comma, the first one. The second one, we have to start the question tag with the first auxiliary verb. And then we have to write the pronoun, and then finally question mark. But if the statement is a positive one, we write the negative tag, and if the statement is negative, we write the positive tag. That much we have to remember. Let us see examples. I have been teaching English. It is a positive statement, so we should use the negative question tag. I have been teaching English, haven't I? And now see the negative statement. I have not been teaching English. This is the negative statement. I have not been teaching English, have I? Have I? That is the positive tag. Let us see one more example. Sita has been singing songs. Sita has been singing songs, hasn't she? Sita has not been singing songs, has she? Sita has not been singing songs, has she? Okay, I think you have understood well how in present tense sentences we should make. We should form question tags. For simple present, we form question tag with do, starting with do and does. Does for third person singular and do for all plurals and I. We should start the question tag with small letters and with do or does, and if the statement is positive, negative tag, and if the statement is negative, positive tag. And then we have to write the pronoun, corresponding pronoun to the subject, and then end with question mark. The same for everyone. With simple present we should be careful because as there is no helping verb in the sentence itself. And continuous am, is, or will be there. We have to start with the question tag with them. And in the perfect, have or has will be there. Has for singular and have will be, have is for plural. And we have to start the tag with either has or have depending upon the sentence. In the same way, the present perfect continuous tense also. Has for singular, have for plural. Now let's move to past tense. Again in the past tense we have 4 subtenses: simple past, past continuous, past perfect, and past perfect continuous. And again in the simple past also we don't find any auxiliary verb in the sentence, any helping verb in the sentence. So what should we do? We use the past form of do, that is did, for every sentence, whether it is I or she or he or you, we, they, Rama and Krishna, Sita and Radha, whomever. So we use only did. Now let's see, it's very easy. Again the same rule, we have to replace the full stop with comma, first thing. The second thing, we have to start the tag with small letters, and we have to start with the fast helping verb, that is did. And then we have to add the pronoun, corresponding pronoun of the subject, and then we have to end with the question tag. These are the rules, same for every tense. But if we do in every tense, what happens is we get practice, so we learn it well. For that reason I am emphasizing this. I taught English. What is the tag here? Didn't I? So it is positive sentence, so didn't I? I taught English, didn't I? I did not teach English. You see, in the negative, what happens to simple past? I did not, V2 becomes V1, taught becomes teach. I did not teach English. Okay, this you have to remember. I did not teach English, did I? I did not teach English, did I? Here, the sentence is negative, so I use positive tag. Next, let's see one more example. Sita sang songs. This is the positive statements. Sita sang songs. Didn't she? Negative. Didn't she? Sita did not sing songs. Sita did not sing songs. Did she? Positive tag. Did she? And then past continuous tense. Here we use was or were to start with the question tag, and we use the same rules. Let us see example, then we can practice it well. We were teaching English. We were teaching English. What we have to do? First we have to remove the full stop with comma after we were teaching English at the end, and we have to start the question tag with were because it is a helping verb, and then we have to write the pronoun. What is the pronoun? We, but it is positive statement, so we have to write negative, weren't. Instead of were, it becomes weren't. We were teaching English, weren't we? Weren't we? We were not teaching English, were we? This is the positive tag for the negative sentence. Okay? We were teaching English, weren't we? We were not teaching English, were we? Okay. Next, one more example. Sita was singing songs, wasn't she? Because singular Sita, was we use. Wasn't she? Sita was not singing songs, was she? Positive tag. Sita was singing songs, wasn't she? Sita was not singing songs, was she? Next, past perfect tense. Question tag is found here with the past form of have, that is had. For all sentences we use only had. Whether it is I, we, you, he, she, it, they, whatever might be the subject. For all, only had will be there. That is there in the sentence itself. We start the question tag with had. Let us see the example. I had taught English. So we remove the full stop after English and put their comma. And we start the question tag with small letters had. And it is a positive sentence. We write hadn't. So we write next the pronoun I, hadn't I. I had taught English, hadn't I? I had not taught English, had I? Okay? For the negative, positive tag. Sita had sung songs. One more example. Sita had sung songs, hadn't she? Sita had not sung songs, had she? Sita had sung songs, hadn't she? Sita has not sung songs, had she? Okay? Positive sentence, negative tag, negative sentence, positive tag. Now, past perfect continuous tense. The same. Here also we use had, only the sentence structure is different, but tag is same. I had been teaching English, hadn't I? I had not been teaching English, had I? Sita had not been teaching English. Sita had not been singing songs, hadn't she? Sita had not been singing songs, had she? So, the same rules are applicable in all tenses. So, what are those? Removing the full stop and replacing it with comma, and question tag starting with the helping verb, here had, with small letters. And then for positive sentence, negative tag like n apostrophe t, we have to add to that auxiliary verb. And then we have to write the pronoun, corresponding pronoun of the subject. If pronoun is already there in the subject, it's easy. I is I only. If Sita is there, we have to write she, like that. And it ends with the question mark. That much. For all tags, this is the only rule. Now let's see in the past tense what happened. Simple past, what did we write? Did. We began the question tag with did. If the sentence is positive, we write didn't. If the sentence is negative, we write only did. And after that, what did we add? Just the pronoun. Didn't I? Did she? Like that. In the past continuous, we started the tag with either was. If singular is the subject, then we started with was. Was she? Wasn't she? Like that. If it is plural, it is with were. Were they? Weren't they? Were you? Weren't you? Like that. And then perfect and perfect continuous tenses, both we started the question tag with had. Hadn't I? Had I? Hadn't she? Had she? Like that. Okay. Now let us move to future, simple future tense. Again in future tense we have simple future, future continuous, future perfect and future perfect continuous tenses. Here we have models. Instead of do, be and have forms, here we have models. Those models already you have learnt in tenses. They are shall, will, may, can, must, even might. Their past forms also we can use should, would, depending upon the meaning. Might, could, like that. So the same rule again. The new one is nothing new here. The same thing. Okay, let's see the example. I can teach English. I can teach English. Can't I? Can't I? We can say can't I and also can't I. Can't is British pronunciation and can't is American for everything. If a is used, that is American pronunciation for all these models. And I is for British. Can't I? I cannot teach English. Can I? Sita must learn grammar. Mustn't she? Here T is silent. Mustn't. It is not mustn't. It is mustn't. Mustn't she? Sita must not learn grammar. Must she? Okay. Sita must learn grammar. Mustn't she? Sita must not learn grammar. Must she? Okay. Like that we have to use tags in simple future. The same in continuous also. There is no difference. Same models come. Only sentence structure is different. But when it comes to our question tags, there is no difference. Let us see with examples. I may be teaching English. Mayn't I? So positive sentence, negative tag. Mayn't I? I may be teaching English. Mayn't I? I may not be teaching English. May I? So negative sentence, positive tag. Sita must be singing songs. Or Sita must be learning grammar. Sita must be learning grammar. Mustn't she? Sita must not be learning grammar. Must she? Okay. Next, future perfect tense. I shall have taught English. Shan't I? For shall, we use shan't I, the short form of a negative. Shall not is shan't. I shall have taught English, shan't I? I shall not have taught English, shall I? Sita will have sung songs. Won't she? For will not, the short form is won't. Sita will not have sung songs, will she? So again, here future perfect tense also the same. I shall have been teaching English, shan't I? I shall not have been teaching English, shall I? The only difference is for positive negative tag and negative positive tag. See once more. I shall have been teaching English, shan't I? I shall not have been teaching English, shall I? Okay. Next. Sita might have been singing songs. Sita might have been singing songs, mightn't she? Sita might not have been singing songs, might she? So this is about future perfect tense. So let us see for all future tenses there is no difference at all, only models. We have to start the question tag with. Again we have to replace the full stop of the statement with the comma and we have to start the tag question with model. Whatever model. Model means shall, will, may, might, must, all this. We have to start with the model. If shall is there, we start with shall. If will is there, we start with will. But if the sentence is positive, we have to write the negative and we have to learn the contracted forms. For shall, it is shan't. For will, it is won't. For must, it is mustn't. Okay. For can, it is can't. For may, it is mayn't. For might, it is mightn't. Like that. So those forms you have to remember. And all the remaining is same. After that you have to write the corresponding pronoun and you have to end the tag with the question mark. I think you have understood well and you have got perfected in writing the question tag because so many examples we did now. Now let us see. Till now we did this, we formed the question tags in assertive sentences. Now let us see how the tags are formed in imperative sentences. There are some rules. Let's see those rules. Negative imperative sentences always take the tag will you. If there are negative imperative, whatever may be the tense, we have to write only will you. For example, don't wait for me, will you? Actually, it is don't wait for me. Don't. It started with don't. That is simple present. We have to write do you like that. But as it is an imperative sentence, we have to write will you. Don't wait for me, will you? Don't forget, will you? Okay. Next, imperative sentences are used generally for request, advice, orders, commands, suggestions, like that. For them, what we have to use is positive tag. Okay, there is no negative in the sentence, but then even then, we have to write only positive tag. We have to add positive tag only. For example, get me a glass of water, can you? Go and get the table, will you? Open the door, will you? Keep quiet, will you? Okay, for all these we write only the positive tag. Almost will you we write, but can is for whether that person can do or not. It is capability, no? For that reason, can she? If you want to know, can she get or not? Then you ask, get me a glass of water. Can you? Or you can say, will you also? Understood? Negative imperatives, whatever may be the tense, you have to use will you only. And for imperatives of request, advice, orders, commands, for all you have to use a positive tag, will you or can you, like that. Next, polite invitations and wishes. Take the tag negative. In imperative, the negatives are only, the negative tag should be used only for polite invitations. If you invite someone or if you wish something, then you have to use won't you. Won't you means will not you. The short form of will not you is won't you. Take a seat, won't you? So you are offering a seat for somebody in a bus or train or somewhere, or in the classroom at least, anywhere. Take a seat, won't you? It's a polite invitation. Have a good day, won't you? So this is have a good day is a wish. For wish and polite invitation, you use the negative tag. Take a seat, won't you? Have a good day, won't you? Okay. Now, there are some negative words. That means, though there is, we don't use not like that, in the word itself gives negative meaning. For example, never, no, none, no one, nobody, rarely, scarcely, barely, hardly, seldom, nothing, neither nor, few, a little. All these are negative words. You all know never, no, none, no one, nobody are negative. Rarely means if somebody is rarely comes to college means she doesn't come to college. That's the meaning. Scarcely there is some milk. There is any milk means there's no milk at all there. Huh? Barely is also gives the same. Hardly she talks means she doesn't talk at all. Seldom she goes to movies means she doesn't go to movies at all. Nothing means we already know it is negative. Neither none is also negative. Few, sometimes we get confused. Few means we think one or two at least. No. A few means one or two. Few means nothing. If no one attends the class, we can say few students attended the class. Why to say few? No one we can say. It's a culture, part of culture. We say no for in Telugu. When there is the rice, there is no rice at home. What do we say? Biyam nindukunai. Nindukunai means being full. Why do we say like that? It is part of culture. In the same way, few also. And little. Little also. Little milk is left. Means no milk is there at all. Okay? They are also give negative meaning. They are the words with negative meaning. Let's see examples. Barking dogs seldom bite. Barking dogs seldom bite means they don't bite at all. Barking dogs seldom bite, do they? None of them went to the party, did they? Went is the past tense, so did they we use. Navya hardly reveals the secret, does she? It is in simple present, so we use does. Few students turned up. Did they? Turned up is simple past, so we use did. Little progress does it bring? Already does is there, so it is a simple present, does it. They met no one there, did they? Nothing was tasty, was it? It's no good, is it? You never called me, did you? So for all these sentences with these words which contain negative meaning, we use only positive tag. These are the exceptions. We have to remember them. Okay, all these words we have to remember. Wherever these words are there, we have to use only positive tag. Okay, the sentence may be in positive, but we should not use the negative tag. Okay, this is a rule. This is an exception. Next, some exercise. That means we have to add a tag to this. Let's see. Can we add or not? What is the sentence? Raghu used to dance. Which tense is it? Used. We have learnt in tenses. Used to is the past habit. It is in the past tense, simple past tense. So for simple past tense, what should we use? Did. No? Raghu means he. Raghu used to dance. Didn't he? It is positive sentence, so we use negative tag. Didn't she? He. He is a man, so he we use. Mohan cannot help us in this case. What is the help model here? Cannot. So what we have to start there? Tag with can. Instead of Mohan, what should I write? He. Mohan cannot help us in this case. Can he? Krishna plays flute. It is in the simple present, so we have to start the tag with does. Instead of Krishna, we have to write he. And we have to add not also. Krishna plays flute, doesn't he? He hardly moved an inch from his seat. Hardly. Hardly means negative meaning, so positive tag. Did he? He hardly moved an inch from his seat. Did he? You must go home today. Mustn't you? I will speak to you very soon. Won't I? Don't accept gifts. What is this? Negative imperative. So what should we use? Positive. Don't accept gifts, will you? Don't accept gifts, will you? He taught English. Which tense is it? Simple past. Didn't he? Didn't he? You work hard. Simple present. Don't you? Let's practice question tags. So here, let's. If the sentence starts with let's, it ends with the tag will be shall. Shall we? Let's practice question tags. Shall we? Let me ask you a question. If the sentence starts with let me, then will you? We have to add the tag will you. Let's practice question tags. Shall we? Let me ask you a question. Will you? Okay? And now, today we have discussed what a question tag is and how question tags are formed. A question tag is a short question added to a statement, and in speaking, if the question tag is said with falling tone, it is for agreement and confirmation. If it is said in rising tone, then it is for information. So we have to learn that question tag negative tag is formed for positive question, positive sentence, and positive tag is formed for negative sentence. And we have learned to form the tags for all positive and negative sentences of assertive sentences and also for imperative sentences. In imperative sentences, what we have learned? For negative imperative, we have to use will you. And for all the requests, orders, commands, also we have to use the positive one. And then for only invitations and wishes we have to use negative. And for some negative words such as hardly, scarcely, barely, seldom, rarely, what we have to use? We have to use the positive tag as they have negative meaning. So this is about question tags. I hope all of you have learned the question tags well. You can do the exercises that are there in the text, and you can write any sentence. You can take any sentence of any tense and start writing them. If you practice well, then that means the pattern you learned well, and without your knowledge itself you know that what is the right question tag while speaking. Especially generally while speaking we use these question tags. So hope all of you have learned the question tags well. Practice them well. And again, I want to repeat, you practice tenses well for everything till now, whatever topics we have learned. For most of the grammar topics, tenses, after voice we have learned, and after that direct and indirect speech we have learned, and after that framing questions, and then now question tags. For all these, the base, what is the base is tenses. So practice them well and learn, and you can learn English well. Okay, all the best. Thank you very much for your patient listening. Thank you.